This is my very first post, and honestly, I'm reaching out because I feel like I am spiraling out of control. I'm 25 years old, and I recently ended a 5-year relationship with my boyfriend, also 25, after a devastating revelation shattered everything I believed in. He confessed that over the past year, he had been unfaithful, not once, but with 5 different women. One was a long-term affair, and the other 4 he dismissed as just sex, nothing meaningful. Despite the pain, I tried for 6 weeks to fix what was broken. But every day felt like it was falling apart even more. In the end, to protect my sanity, I made the hardest choice, to end it before it destroyed me completely. Yet every day, I am left devastated and missing him terribly. For most of our relationship, we lived close, just 10 minutes apart in the same state. But around 4 years in November 2024, he moved out of state for work, and our relationship became long distance. The day I will never forget was July 25, 2025, our D-Day. He called me at work, voice heavy with guilt, confessing to an affair with a woman he met in his new state, lasting from mid-March through early June. His other partner found out he was seeing me when he visited our home state and broke things off. It took him more than a month and a half to gather the courage to tell me. When he finally did, I was gutted, sick to my stomach, utterly shattered. But instead of giving up, we decided to try to mend what was broken. I told him I was willing to forgive, only if he agreed to go to therapy, a step I had begged him to take for years. He apologized profusely and promised to start solo therapy before transitioning to couples therapy. I dared to hope we could rebuild our love. But soon, I realized this was far from a typical cheating story. The 6 weeks that followed were consumed by his emotional turmoil over his mistress. He would swing wildly, from being obsessed and declaring she was the love of his life, to describing her as disgusting and cruel. He told me he wanted to marry her, have children with her, and that he missed her deeply. Hearing this was like a blade piercing my soul. I was shocked and heartbroken beyond words. At times, he described her as self-absorbed, emotionally unavailable, laughing at his pain, and making him feel anxious and trapped. Based on her social media, I believed some of this to be true. Yet, he admitted he couldn't choose between us. He said I was caring and loving in ways she wasn't, giving me fragile hope that we might still survive this storm. Then came the shocking details, her disgusting habits, like using shampoo instead of soap to save money, leaving her smelling musty. She confessed to sleeping with 12 men, some strangers from vacations, and even kept photos of 40 to 50 men she claimed to have kissed. I couldn't fathom how he risked our health and our relationship over someone like that. He also said part of why he wanted to be with her was her lifestyle. She owned a home, took him on trips, cooked for him every night, and had the financial freedom I couldn't offer as a law student working full-time in the expensive DMV area. He wanted to marry soon, have kids quickly, and travel before settling down, dreams overshadowed by my student debt and living situation. I pleaded with him to look beyond material things, to value love and care. But then, he hit me with the cruelest blow. If I didn't become more wife material, lose weight to rekindle his attraction, he couldn't see us as more than friends. During those weeks, I tirelessly tried booking therapy appointments for him, filling out forms because he was too depressed to do so. But he procrastinated, denied insurance cards, and rejected every therapist I found. 2 weeks before we broke up, he still hadn't taken any steps to get help. He visited me for Labor Day weekend, the second time since the revelation. The first visit was filled with tears and sorrow, but this time felt like a glimmer of hope. But at the end of the weekend, as I drove him to his parents' house, he broke down crying and said, "I had an amazing time, but I wish she was here instead." That crushed me. I cried, screamed, begged, and argued, pleading for him not to throw everything away over a woman who clearly didn't care about him. Later, I learned his friends saw her on a dating app, proving she wasn't hung up on him either. After he flew back, we argued for hours. I threatened to tell his mistress about our 5 years together. He warned me against it, teasing that I would regret it. Eventually, he admitted that she wasn't the only one. He had multiple casual flings in the new state. I was broken beyond words. I ended things the next morning, even though my heart longed for him. Since then, he's begged me to come back, professing love one moment and hatred the next when I refuse. I confronted him about inconsistencies in his story, forcing him to reveal the full truth. Cheating started a year ago during my recovery from surgery, with multiple women dating back months before his latest affair. He confessed to a complicated timeline of betrayals, affairs overlapping visits, a one-night stand during a fight with his lover. He keeps reaching out, but I know I can't go back. My heart is shattered. The pain of missing him is a quiet ache that stays with me every day. Thank you for listening to my story. It means more than I can say.